Let's talk about Lake Lanier, Georgia, a place that looks like paradise. Sun-sparkling waterboats, barbecues on the surface, it's the perfect summer spot. But locals whisper about a darker side. They say the water feels colder than it should even on hot days. Some swimmers feel something brush their legs, something that feels like a hand. Suddenly, paradise feels less perfect. Lake Lanier is called one of America's most haunted lakes. Hundreds have died here since the 1950s, an unusually high number. People drown, disappear, or get into strange accidents. Divers describe the lake's depths as a world frozen in time, deeply unsettling. They say it's not just a lake, it's a graveyard, literally. So what's really going on? Is it just a dangerous lake, or is there something more? To understand, you have to look beneath the surface. You have to go back in time before the lake existed. Because Lake Lanier's story isn't just about water and boats. It's about what and who was there before. And it's a story many have tried to forget. The truth is buried under the water, waiting to be uncovered. This isn't just a vacation spot, it's a place with a past that refuses to stay hidden. The real story of Lake Lanier starts long before the first boat hit the water, and once you know it, you'll never see the lake the same way again. Let's dive in. Before Lake Lanier, there was Oscarville, a thriving black community in early 1900s Georgia. Against all odds, Oscarville's residents built businesses, schools, and churches. It was a place of hope and self-sufficiency. But in 1912, tragedy struck. A white woman was found dead nearby, and without evidence, blame fell on Oscarville's black residents. White mobs, night riders, burned homes and churches, terrorizing the community. Families fled for their lives, leaving everything behind. In weeks, Oscarville was erased, over 1,000 black residents gone. Land was stolen, sold for pennies, or simply abandoned. Oscarville became a ghost town, its story violently silenced. The land's history was buried, but the trauma lingered. What happened next would ensure Oscarville was forgotten by most, but not by all. The land would soon be transformed in a way no one could have imagined, and the pain of Oscarville would be submerged, but never erased. This is where Lake Lanier's true story begins. Decades after Oscarville's destruction, the U.S. government needed water and power for Atlanta. The solution? Flood the land where Oscarville once stood. They built a dam, creating Lake Lanier. The government bought up land, but rarely from the original black families forced out years before. The area was cleared, but not completely. When the water rose, it covered homes, shops, and even cemeteries. Under Lake Lanier, the remains of Oscarville still exist: foundations, roads, and graves. Boaters float above a submerged town and forgotten history. The lake's foundation is trauma and loss, not just water and recreation. The water meant to bring life to Atlanta also buried a dark chapter of racial violence. Lake Lanier wasn't built on empty land. It was built on the ghost of a community destroyed. Some say a place built on such pain can never truly be at peace. The past lingers, just beneath the surface. Every wave on the lake is a reminder of what lies below, and for many, that's why the lake feels so unsettled. The story of Oscarville is not just history, it's the foundation of Lake Lanier, and it's a foundation that refuses to be forgotten. With a history like this, it's no wonder Lake Lanier is haunted by stories. The most famous? The Lady of the Lake. In 1958, 2 women vanished after their car plunged off a bridge. Only one body was ever found. Since then, people report seeing a woman in blue wandering the bridge searching for her friend. Swimmers feel cold hands grabbing at their ankles. Some say it's the lady, lonely for company. But she's not alone. Boaters hear splashes and laughter from empty water. Fishermen see strange lights beneath the surface. Some claim to see ghostly figures walking on water, as if following the old roads of Oscarville. Divers tell of underwater forests, preserved trees, and the eerie remains of homes. One diver felt a hand on his back. No one was there. The lake feels alive, as if it remembers. These stories aren't just campfire tales, they're warnings. At Lake Lanier, the past is never far away, and sometimes it reaches up from the depths. Ghost stories aside, Lake Lanier's real-life tragedies are chilling. Over 700 people have died here since the 1950s, an unusually high number. Officials blame hidden hazards: submerged trees, cold water, sudden drop-offs. But locals say the accidents are too frequent, too strange. Sudden currents, boats malfunctioning, experienced swimmers vanishing. Some believe the lake is hungry, restless from the pain beneath. The cycle of death and grief never seems to end. Whether you believe in curses or not, the unease is real. Lake Lanier's tragedies feel inevitable, as if the past refuses to let go, and every summer the lake claims more. Is Lake Lanier cursed? Many believe so, especially in the black community. The idea of a curse isn't just about ghosts, it's about justice. When land is stolen and graves are flooded, the pain lingers. The violence that created Lake Lanier didn't vanish. It became part of the water. Some say the spirits of Oscarville are restless, demanding their story be told. The curse is a metaphor for America's unresolved history. Lake Lanier is a reminder that you can't build paradise on pain without consequences. The accidents, the unease, they're seen as the past crying out, "We are still here." The real haunting is the refusal to confront what happened. Until the truth is faced, the lake's curse endures, and the water remembers. Why don't more people know about Oscarville? For decades, Lake Lanier's official story was one of progress and engineering. Brochures talk about poets and dams, not about a black town erased by violence. This isn't accidental. It's a whitewash, erasing uncomfortable truths. The real history is hidden to make the lake more marketable, more appealing. But this erasure deepens the wound, denying families their story and preventing healing. America often buries its painful memories, but some refuse to stay buried. The truth of Oscarville lingers just beneath the surface, and the lake's uneasy reputation is a reminder that history can't be drowned. Oscarville's story is ignored for uncomfortable reasons. It doesn't fit the heroic narrative some want for America. The victims were silenced, scattered, and left without justice. The creation of Lake Lanier was framed as progress, but at a terrible cost. The truth contradicts the shiny image of the New South. Sometimes we choose ignorance because it's easier. Ghost stories are entertaining, racial injustice is not. By focusing on hauntings, we risk erasing the real tragedy. Remembering Oscarville means facing hard truths, and that's the only way to break the cycle of forgetting. Is Lake Lanier haunted? Maybe not by ghosts, but by history. The unease people feel is a call to remember what lies beneath. The real story isn't about curses, it's about confronting injustice. We must say Oscarville's name, honor its families, and tell the full truth. This isn't about blaming today's visitors, it's about demanding honesty. The mystery of Lake Lanier is a chapter of American history waiting to be faced. The past flows beneath the surface, shaping our present. Only by acknowledging the truth can the waters and the people find peace. Some stories refuse to stay buried. This is one of them. For more videos like this, please be sure to follow us. Thank you for watching and visiting our channel Original Films.